If you're a man over 60 and you've started waking up without energy, without morning firmness, and without the spark you once took for granted, then I need to tell you something that may shock you. It's not just aging, it's a warning sign that your blood flow is fading, your nervous system is slowing, and your hormones are silently going off track. And if you ignore it, it doesn't just affect your intimacy, it affects your heart, your sleep, and your confidence as a man. But here's the truth. Most doctors won't tell you. The solution isn't in a bottle. It's already in your hands. I'm Dr. Mahit Kara. For over 30 years, I've worked with men across America, many in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s, who thought their vitality was gone forever. And yet, with a few minutes a day, using just the pressure points on their hands, they began to feel alive again. What I'm about to share with you isn't a myth. It's not magic. It's backed by science, and it works. There are 3 specific points on your hand that, when gently activated, can restore blood flow, boost your morning energy, and reactivate the man you used to be. In this video, I'll walk you through all 3 pressure points, explain exactly how to use them, and show you the timeline most men follow to see real results. And before we end, I'll reveal the number 1 mistake most men make that cancels everything. Before we begin, if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss another health breakthrough designed specifically for men over 60. And if this message resonates with you, just type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me create better, more helpful guidance for you. Let's begin where it all starts. Understanding why your hands, especially your palms, hold more power than you've ever imagined. Because before we activate any pressure point, you need to know exactly why this works. Why your hands are not just tools but gateways to restoring circulation, hormone balance, and the energy you've been missing every morning. 1. The power hidden in your hands. Over the years, I've sat across from thousands of men, strong men, proud men who looked me in the eye and quietly said, "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore." They weren't just talking about energy or drive. They were talking about that quiet loss of power, the kind you feel in the early morning hours when nothing stirs, when your body doesn't respond the way it used to. It's subtle at first, then it becomes your new normal. But what if I told you that part of what's gone isn't lost at all, that it's simply been silenced? And your hands might hold the key to waking it back up. Science and tradition both point to the same overlooked truth. Your palms are more than skin and bone. They are densely wired control panels with over 17,000 nerve endings, each connected to your heart, blood vessels, and even your reproductive system. That's not theory. That's human anatomy. And yet most men go their entire lives never activating these powerful circuits. What you do with your hands every day, how much tension you hold in them, how little you stimulate them, directly reflects and affects your overall circulation. When the nerves in your palms go quiet, so does the flow to the places that matter most. But when you reawaken those nerves, you reactivate a network that touches every part of your internal vitality. It's why ancient medicine used the hands to heal the heart, and why modern research shows that stimulating specific areas of the palm can lower blood pressure, calm the nervous system, and even increase vascular dilation. I've seen men feel warmth in their chest and pelvis just days after beginning this practice, not because of magic, because they finally reconnected with the forgotten language of their own body. And now that you understand what's hiding in your hands, it's time to discover the first point. One that's not only physically powerful, but emotionally transformative. Let me show you the heart of the palm and how pressing it can bring back a part of you that you thought was gone. 2. Point. Number 1. Point 1 Laogong. The heart of the palm. When I first discovered the power of the Laong point, I was skeptical. Like many in Western medicine, I'd been trained to look for solutions, in tests, scans, and prescriptions, not in the soft center of a man's palm. But after years of listening to patients, really listening, I began to notice a pattern. The men who couldn't sleep, who felt constant pressure in their chest, who woke up with no morning energy or firmness, they also carried an invisible weight in their hands, tension, stillness, disconnection. The Lang point sits right in the center of the palm, just below the area between your index and middle fingers. In traditional medicine, it's called the heart of the palm, and I found that to be deeply true, because when you press into this spot slowly with intention, something begins to shift. You may not feel it immediately, but give it a few breaths and a certain warmth begins to rise. It starts in the hand, but for many men, it travels to the chest, to the abdomen, even lower. This point communicates directly with the parasympathetic nervous system, the one that tells your body it's safe to relax, to recover, to allow blood to flow freely again. And for men over 60, that shift is everything. Lang doesn't just stimulate tissue. It reminds your nervous system how to come home, how to exit the stress cycle, how to let go of the tight grip you've unknowingly held for decades. I've seen men burst into tears during this simple practice, not from pain, but from the release, the kind that doesn't just free up blood, but frees up something deeper. And while Lao Gong is powerful on its own, its effects multiply when paired with another point. One that holds the emotional pressure you've been storing without even realizing it. Let me take you there next. It's smaller, harder to find, but it just might unlock everything. Point number 2, 3-point number 2, Xiao Fu, the emotional reset switch. There's something I've come to learn after decades of treating men. Many of the things that block our bodies start in the heart and stay in the mind, not the physical heart, but the emotional one. And if you're a man over 60, chances are you've carried more than your fair share. The stress of providing the weight of responsibility, the moments you never spoke of, but still remember. Over time, all that emotional tension doesn't just disappear, it hides in the body, quietly, patiently, especially in the hands. That's where Xiao Fu comes in. This point sits in the soft webbing between your pinky and ring finger. It's subtle, easy to miss, but incredibly powerful. I call it the emotional reset switch, because when you press it with intention, something begins to shift. The body starts to exhale. And for many men, it's the first real breath they've taken in years. You see, when we live in a constant state of stress, even if it's silent, even if we've gotten used to it, our blood vessels stay tight, our breathing becomes shallow, and the body deactivates anything not needed for survival. Unfortunately, that includes arousal, sleep, even digestion. But the moment you press Xiao Fu gently and steadily, you send a new message. You're safe now. You can let go. And with that release, circulation improves anxiety, softens, and the doors to rest and recovery begin to open again. I've had men tell me this one point helped them sleep through the night for the first time in months. Others say it cleared a fog they didn't even know they were living in. It's a reminder that healing doesn't always come from effort. Sometimes it comes from release. But while emotional balance is key, there's one more pressure point most men overlook. Yet it holds the key to your hormonal rhythm and early morning vitality. If you wake up tired or flat, this next point could change everything. Let's talk about the sleep switch hidden at the base of your palm. 4-point point, number 3, pineal reflex zone. The sleep switch. If there's one complaint I hear more than any other from men over 60, it's this. I'm tired, doc, but I still can't sleep. And when I do, I wake up drained. I understand that frustration. It's not just about missing sleep. It's about waking up without clarity, without energy, without that quiet confidence that used to carry you through the day, and especially through the early morning. Much of that has to do with a tiny gland deep inside your brain. the pineal gland. It's responsible for producing melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. But as we age, stress, blue light, blood sugar imbalances, and hormonal shifts all work against this delicate rhythm. What once came easily, deep, uninterrupted sleep becomes fragmented, shallow, and less restorative. That's why this third point matters so much. Located at the base of your palm, just above where the wrist begins, the pineal reflex zone acts like a bridge between body and brain. By gently tapping this spot, each night, rhythmically, consistently, you can begin to send signals through the nervous system that encourage melatonin, release, support, hormonal repair, and restore your natural circadian rhythm. This point doesn't just help you fall asleep. It helps you stay asleep and wake up feeling like your body actually did something useful during the night. Many of my patients are surprised at how quickly their energy returns when sleep starts working again. And more than that, they notice something else. Their morning erections begin to reappear steady and natural, as if their body is remembering how to be itself again. 3 simple points, 3 minutes a day, and already we're seeing the lights turn back on. But if you want to maximize the results, if you want these effects to come faster, feel deeper, and last longer, there are a few small habits that can multiply your progress overnight. Let's take this practice to the next level. Booster habits that double your results. 5. Booster habits that double your results. Over the years, I've come to realize something powerful. Sometimes it's not the big changes that create transformation. It's the small, quiet rituals done with care. The truth is, activating these 3 pressure points alone can absolutely make a difference. But when you surround them with just a few supportive habits, the results begin to move faster, deeper, and last much longer. Think of it like preparing soil before planting a seed. You warm it, nourish it, and give it the right environment to thrive. The same is true for your body. So before you begin your hand routine, each night, take a few minutes to soak your hands in warm water. Not only does it relax the muscles and joints, but it opens the tiny blood vessels in your palms, making every press, every tap more effective. After drying your hands, consider adding a drop of citrus-scented lotion, orange or lemon. These natural scents aren't just refreshing, they actually signal the brain to relax, helping your nervous system settle down for the night. It's a simple step, but one that deepens the impact of every touch. Then there's something I call the preparation snack. A small banana and a handful of walnuts about 30 minutes before bed. The banana delivers potassium and magnesium to relax blood vessels and muscles. The walnuts offer melatonin and healthy fats to support sleep and hormone repair. Together, they nourish your system in exactly the right way for this practice to work even better. Some men also find that gently tapping their fingertips on a wooden surface before starting awakens their sense of touch and increases nerve responsiveness. And if you really want to extend the effect, slip on a pair of thin cotton gloves before bed. They keep warmth in and help the energy from your hands linger through the night. These are tiny actions, but when done together, they create the perfect space for recovery. And once you begin, the next question always follows. How soon will I see results? What should I expect? Let's walk through the real changes week by week. 6. Your 3-week transformation. Your 3-week transformation timeline. One of the first questions my patients ask is, how soon will I notice a difference? And I understand that completely. When you've spent years feeling flat, disconnected, or frustrated with your body, the hope for change can feel fragile. But let me tell you this, from experience. Your body is always listening. Even after years of silence, it's just waiting for the right signal to come back to life. This method doesn't flip a switch overnight. It's not a pill, it doesn't force your body, it invites it. That's why the results unfold gradually, but meaningfully. In the first week, most men start noticing better sleep. It sneaks up quietly. You fall asleep faster. You wake up less. And when the sun rises, you don't feel as drained. For some, there's even an early return of morning firmness. Not every day, but enough to feel something is happening beneath the surface. By week, 2 things begin to feel more natural. Morning erections show up more consistently. You may catch yourself feeling more focused, more energized, even a bit more interested in intimacy again. And that's no accident. The nerves and vessels are waking up. The hormonal rhythm is shifting. It's as if your body is remembering who it was before stress, aging, and disconnection crept in. By the 3rd week, something deeper sets in. Confidence. Not the loud kind, but the quiet, grounded sense that your body is working with you again. Many men report waking up hard, clear-headed, and ready to face the day. It's not just about Cethal, it's about identity, strength, feeling like yourself again. And just when results start coming in, there's one trap that catches many men off guard, a mistake that can quietly erase your progress without you knowing it. Let's talk about what it is and how you can avoid it starting tonight. Common mistake that cancels your progress. 7. Common mistake that cancels your progress. There's something I need to tell you, not to discourage you, but to protect the progress you've worked so hard to build. I've seen men gain real momentum in the first 2 or 3 weeks, only to lose it because of one simple but damaging mistake. And that mistake is thinking they need to force results by pressing harder, rushing the process, or treating these pressure points like a workout. I understand the temptation. We're used to thinking that more effort equals better results, that if we push, something will give, but your body doesn't respond to pressure the way a muscle does. These points on your hands aren't about brute force, they're about communication. And when you press too hard, too fast, or without awareness, you're not sending a message of healing. You're sending a message of stress. The truth is, your nervous system listens best when it's gently invited, not commanded. The 3 points we've worked with respond to calm consistency, not urgency. So if you're gripping your hand tight, rushing through the motions, or skipping days, thinking it won't matter, you're breaking the very rhythm you're trying to restore. I always tell my patients, it's not the minutes you spend, it's the quality of your presence. One mindful session done slowly and with breath will always outperform a week of rushed routines. And if you've been skipping days or being too forceful, don't beat yourself up. This isn't about perfection. It's about returning again and again until your body begins to trust you. And once it does, the change is not only real, it's lasting. Now that you know how to avoid the trap, let's bring it all together with one final message. Because this closing truth might just change how you see your age, your body, and your future from this day forward. Final words from Dr. Kira. 8. Final words from Dr. Carrara. After more than 3 decades in men's health, I've come to believe something deeply. Something I hope you carry with you long after this video ends. You are not broken. You are not too old. You have not run out of time. What you're feeling now, whether it's fatigue, frustration, or disconnection, is not the end of your story. It's a call to reconnect with the part of you that's been waiting quietly beneath the noise. Everything we've talked about today, these pressure points, these small habits, these gentle shifts, they're not magic tricks, they're signals. They speak to the nervous system, to the circulatory system, and to your hormonal rhythm in a language your body still remembers. All it takes is a few minutes each day, done with care, with presence, and with the belief that change is still possible. I've watched men in their 70s and 80s regain not just stronger erections or better sleep, but something far more important: a renewed sense of pride, of strength of self. You deserve that too, so if something stirred in you during this journey, if a part of you felt seen or hopeful or even just curious, I invite you to begin tonight. Start slow, stay consistent, and let your body show you what it still knows how to do. Because the truth is, hope was never lost. It was just waiting in your hands all along. And if this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to let me know it helped. Share it with a friend who might need it. And leave a comment below with your thoughts or progress. Every story matters, and if you'd like to support this work so we can keep creating life-changing content for men over 60, consider making a small donation using the link below. Your support means more than you know. Hand pressure points.